every mistake that I made has always led to something great. Hey, what's happening, Pauly? How you doing, man?
Evening, my friend. Good evening. How you doing?
I'm great, man. Life's good. Life's good.
Life's good for you. What was it, 80 today? Oh, well,
No, not today, man. It wasn't as cold as you
hey,
guys had it.
what I'm in, it feels like 80.
Yeah, right. You look like you're getting ready to get on a plane and go somewhere tropical, man. What is that? Bananas and
My son picked it out. That's bananas. That's right. Bananas with a
nice.
collar.
I like it,
Button
man.
down collar.
I like it. Very cool, man. Yeah, I'm wearing my I like pig butts and I cannot lie.
You got two of them now, or just the one
We
still?
got two. We got a second one. He needed a girlfriend, so
You got a whole damn farm going on. But
we
listen, to this,
do,
folks.
man.
My boy was out there flipping chickens this afternoon. Okay, he was out there flipping chickens. I love it. I love it.
Pauly's asking me, "What time are you getting home?" And I'm like, "I'm at a gas station right now, trying to sell off about 30 some chickens."
Well, he didn't say gas station at first, and I said, "What are you down some dark alley, just making black market deals on chickens?" He says,
Gotta
"No,
make
man,
that
gas
money.
station. It's legit. It's legit."
Make that money, man. That's what's up.
Hey, I said, I thought I was redneckish.
Nah, man, not like me. You marry
I
into a
know.
Arkansan family. You
Yeah,
can't get
right.
much more redneck than that.
That's awesome, though. I dig it. I totally dig it.
So, to the listeners, to the viewers, again, we're still promoting this 5 ounce silver pour. Is beautiful, guys. You guys want to get a piece of that? 3 ways to enter. You get 3 chances to enter, right? So one's going to be get on cruciblelive.com. That's our website. There's going to be a mailing list. You got to get signed up for that mailing list. Second way to win, again, you guys don't have to do any of it, or you can do all 3. Second way to win would be to get on Instagram and go to @the_Crucible_podcast. That's our Instagram. And the third one's going to be on YouTube. We do have a separate channel that we are ramping up. We're going to be transitioning everything over. We have a benchmark for that, but that's going to be @the_Crucible podcast. So you could just Google the Crucible podcast. You'll see the logo.
You'll see the logo. That's right. That's right. So we got the email, we got the Instagram, and we got the YouTube. You don't have to do any of those, but if you want your chance to win 5 ounces of poured silver, and we did see, hey, I tell you what, some of the viewers are actually going there and doing that. We get the alerts on our phones for the YouTube, and we see the alerts via Instagram. So we appreciate that. I don't know what you're seeing on your end. I haven't checked the mailing list. Yeah. So
it's going
definitely up. That's something to keep an eye on, because you never know what's going to come inside of that. You just never know. And Black Friday's coming soon.
That's true.
You know?
So Pauly,
here we are. We're in November, man.
That's right, man. It moves so quickly too. Like that, it's like the weather snapped. We were at 80 degrees 2-3 days ago, and today is blistering cold. Not as cold as you, so I don't want to use too many strong words, but it was cold here, man.
Yeah,
26 is a little too cold for me.
I think our high today was below what you started at, and you're gonna get that a lot from me. Is just shitty weather. That's what you're gonna get. When I text you, if it's weather, you're gonna say, "Not this stuff again. Not this again."
You got to move, man.
I've heard
somewhere
that.
Sunny.
I've heard that, but I can dress up to keep warm. It's just I can't dress down to get cool. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's hard. You just gotta strip down, dude.
Yeah,
skivvies.
Yeah, right.
Right on, man. You had something to share, I think, right? Something precious metals related, I believe.
I do. And did you happen to find the piece that we're talking about? No, and mine's put away. But here's the deal.
The listeners might remember it. It was a kind of a big deal. It came out in the last year. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, so it came out in the last year. We'll hold back to the picture till kind of getting into the talk of it. But it was the first in the series. Some even went as far as calling it the quote unquote coin of the decade. Now, before I go any further, I mean, that takes a lot to come out and say this is the coin of the decade, right? I mean, you got to have some pretty good faith in this thing that what you bought is at a decent price, and it's just going to continue to go up in value. And
that's right.
Your thought is, okay, let's just say, I forget what we paid, 99, 129, 109. I don't remember, right? But with the thought of this is going to hold this value and so on, for the future.
Right.
Coin of the decade. What was it? It was a 2-ounce revolver coin, though, right? It was
That's
an
right,
actual
yeah.
coin, I believe, out of Chad, antique,
Yep.
beautiful. Let me tell you,
Stunner of a piece, man.
it's beautiful. And I've actually got, and I can't really show this off too much, but I got this. I kind of shared a little bit on Instagram, and it's a piece kind of like that. It's those collectible type things that we tend to invest in hopes that the value will at least hold, if not gain value. We're kind of maybe even call it a hedge against our own stack, right? A little bit of help there.
Right.
But we have to pick and choose what's good, what's not good. Well, what's a hot topic? I mean, anywhere and everywhere is going to be your firearms. So early this morning, I'm cruising eBay as I do just to check sales prices and different things, and maybe you get lucky and find something. Dude, look at this.
You sent that to me. I was like, ain't no way, man.
So if you're watching, you can see in front of you, this is a sold. Today's November 1st. This sold on October 27th at 8:07 p.m. I'm going to say Eastern time. Here's the coin in question. It sold for $9.99. Dude, that's a steal. So
now,
we went. Go ahead.
Tell me, Pauly, what does this typically retail for at this point? Not the initial sale price, but like
if I had to put a auction price, I would say if you could get this for $150, it's a safe.
It's a steal.
It's still at 150 steal. I don't know the mintage of these offhand. I guess I could have looked it up. Maybe I'll drop it in the video while it's playing, but I don't know the mintage offhand. Do you? Was it 5,000? Was it 1,000?
I don't recall, but I know that I've seen these things sell for upwards of $400 to $500.
As have I. And to see this for $9.99, that's crazy. It's crazy to see the coin of the decade sell for less than $10.
Which is a fraction of the cost of the silver in itself.
You probably can't get the capsule made for that.
No, of course not, man. That's probably a $10 capsule. But,
remember when this came out, I sent you an idea. I said, dude, you got that 3D printer. I said, why don't you make some holsters?
Oh my God. Yeah, I could have. That would have been hilarious.
It would have been just like a coin holder, but it's in, you slide the pistol right in there in the holster. Yep. That's an idea.
So bring that back up real quick. I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
As a seller on eBay, if your item sold for $9.99, would you actually process that order or would you cancel it? Would you honor that?
I mean, don't you have to? I mean, you don't have to. You don't have to, but you put it up for an auction. I mean, the right thing to do is honor it, right?
You're right.
If
it is the right thing to do.
It is the right thing to do. Now, I'm not I'm not very, very familiar with because anything I've ever sold on eBay, I've always sent, right?
Of course.
So this shows a sold listing. Is there a spot that says, okay, this was removed, this wasn't sold? Or
no, I don't think they would post it if it was retracted or canceled.
That's what I'm thinking.
You remember last week we opened up the Marvel coins. I actually threw those both up on eBay, and I put them at $1 starting bid with no reserve.
10-day auction or something like that.
7-day auction. So it ends on Friday. We're filming this on a Wednesday, so got a couple more days and we'll see how it goes. But again, the risk, you're rolling the dice that nobody sees it, that nobody wants it. On one of the coins, it was one of the basic ones. Yes, it's a mintage of 250, but the reality is if nobody's after it, the fact that it's a green label, people are less likely to go after that. I wasn't expecting it to honestly to break 100. Thankfully it has, it's well above that now, but
I tend to almost disagree with that because it is the green label. It is the one that there's more available of. And to a collector, they might think it's easier to get all 10 of the green rather than of the orange, depending on how big your wallet is,
Sure. Yeah.
And if they can get in at a decent price, I don't know what yours is at right now. If it's 200 or 100, I don't know what it's at, but
Mhm.
I think a green one would sell well as far as return,
Right.
anyways. I mean, it was like a $250 box for the two. I would
Yep.
see that green covering that box by itself.
Yeah. Well, it's not quite there, but I think it'll probably get close. So we'll see. I'll let you know after Friday how it goes.
For sure. Definitely keep us updated on that news. So yeah, that was Metal's news on the Crucible. Is don't be so quick to call things the best of the best, because that's just opinionative, something like that. It's all subjective is basically the point of that. Is don't
Sure.
fall into a trap of listening to nonsense. If you believe it's what it is and you want it for your collection, by all means.
That's
And
right.
that's kind of why I showed that box in a video that I'm actually working on. Is it smart to invest into premium coins like that? And I got some good ideas for it, so we'll see. And that will be the unboxing of this from the Germanium Mint.
That's awesome, man. I can't wait to see it. But on that note, with eBay in mind, you can
Yeah.
really find some steals on there. The fact that somebody out there landed this piece for $10, man, that's stinking crazy. But how many other deals have actually processed that have been kind of in the same boat? Very much underpriced, and somebody scooped it up.
And really any niche of any kind, whether it's sports cards, whether it's
Right.
pogs and beanie babies or silver and gold, if
Yep.
you have the time and the patience, it's very possible something like that's going to come up. And if that was your $9.99 bid, leave that in the comments
Oh
section
yeah.
below
Let us know.
and let us know how long you jumped for joy.
Right. I
That'd be,
can't imagine, man.
yeah.
I've
What do you
I've
do?
heard sometimes when the listings have misspellings in them, you can search a misspelling and sometimes find a hidden gem
Really?
that just hasn't been bid on. Yeah,
All right.
crazy, huh?
Nice.
All right, so what do we have in store today, man? What are we talking about?
Well, what they don't know out there in listener land, thank you for viewing, by the way, and listening wherever you're at. And we have text message conversations because we like to hold our conversations for the show. Kind of like your wife texting you and calling you all day, and you get home and there's nothing to talk about. So we want to be able to have a great conversation here. So we get a list going back and forth, and we pick what should we talk about. So on the topic of that is, what would you do?
For a Klondike party.
So what we're talking about this week is hypothetical situations of what would you do if, and then we go on from there. And we've got a couple, maybe 7 each, something like that,
Yeah.
we're going to ask each other and see the answers that one another would give. And hopefully we didn't kind of pick the same ones, but we'll see. I think I've got 9 or 10. So if there is a couple,
Yeah.
but
I'm guessing there's going to be
the
overlap.
same, even then, if there is the same, and it's a good, keep the conversation, spark the interest. And also, as we're doing this, play along in the chat, or even if you're in your car ride and you have your kids or your wife or your mistress, whoever with you, play along as we as we ask each other, what would you do if? So, Husky, bring it on.
Pauly,
Yeah,
my friend,
that's me.
what would you do? I'm gonna hit hard real quick, okay? What would you do if you lost your job tomorrow?
What would I do if I lost my job tomorrow? I'd have to go. See, and this is where it's going to get interesting, because there's so much you can say. Number one thing, if I went into work tomorrow and said we don't have any work for you, what I would have to do is go to the union hall and sign the books, get on the out of work list, then go home and break the news to the family. I would have to see, with my profession, what I do, the union hall takes care of me and puts me in a location, whether it's this state or not. So I would almost have to wait for them if I wanted to continue my work. But if it was the fact of your job no longer exists, what are you going to do? I think I'd have to do what almost any man would do, is find
Only
something.
fans. Oh,
yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's work. As long as you can make it work, that's work. I've actually got buddies I work with that they will not give me their OnlyFans information, but I know you're on there. I would have to do the right thing by my family and find work, no matter what that was. If I had bills to pay, I'm not gonna let the government pay my stuff, because then I owe them double.
Would you
triple,
say
quadruple.
is any job beneath you? Like, is there any category?
Not when it comes to taking care. Not when it's taking care of my family. I'll do what it takes to put money in the bank. Right.
Shoveling horse crap. Yeah. Whatever.
Anything. I mean, I grew up on farms helping. I mean, that's no big deal. I mean, it sucks. Don't get me wrong. It's not the greatest thing, but yeah, dude, like I would have to do what I could do to keep food on the table. Whatever it takes.
That's right. Captain America.
Yeah, right. You're right. I wish. Good
stuff, man.
All right, man. Let's say I got a lot of this written down. So I'm just going to be peeking over this way.
Do it.
You're cruising down the street, not in your 6'4".
I was going to say that.
Not in your 6'4". Okay, dude. You're walking down the street. You see this shining, bling, bling, bloom, almost like a beam is just drawing you to it. Ends up, it's a time machine. You can only take one trip, but this is where the trip takes you. And you don't have to go. The trip will take you back to when you're 16 years old. What would you what's your age?
As of today, 41.
You're 41. All right. As of today, he says. So his birthday must be coming up.
It is.
What would you do, or what would you tell your 16-year-old self? So going back that many years, and you can keep on walking and let the next guy take the trip.
How long do I have to talk to myself?
As long as you want. You got as long as you need.
Oh, I would write some stuff down. I would be like, Google,
so you'd go.
Bitcoin.
You'd go.
Heck yeah, man. We're going to do Google. We're going to do Bitcoin, Microsoft. We're going to do Netflix.
Well, hold on now. Was any of that available when you were 16? Was Google?
No, I would write dates down. I would write dates down for all of that. So full disclosure, Pauly, I have a similar question to that coming up for you. It's a little different. Right. It's a little different, but my God, man, it's like almost the same thing. So yeah, basically I would go back in time and I would tell myself all the little tips that I wish I knew now. I would still put myself on the same path because I'm extremely happy with where I am right now. I wouldn't mind padding my wallet a little bit heavier, but I'm extremely happy with the way things ended up. Kind of my place in life, the comfort and security that we have. And I think that the only way that I could have achieved that is going through all the BS that I had to go through when I was younger to get here. So I don't know that I would take much of that away, but I would probably just give myself a few, a few tips on how to navigate that a little bit more smoothly without my, teenage stupid brain that, then again, the stupid brain is what got me in trouble, and what getting me in trouble is what put me through tough times, which got me here. So kind of it came full circle. So I would still tell myself Google and Netflix and all that. Bitcoin.
Again, if you're listening, if you're in a car ride, you're right here in the chat, play along with us. Let us know what things you would do.
Yeah, what would you tell your 16-year-old self? So, all right, Pauly.
Yo, I'm here.
You just played the lotto. All right, this one's got some
I'm
stuff.
not from California. I didn't win the billions, but let's go.
Okay, so what's up with California? First of all, I'm about to move just to play the lotto.
Well, here's the deal. There's you got better odds in that state because there's just so many tickets being bought. I think that's just what I tell myself.
Really though, I mean,
My
compared to the
wife
rest
says.
of the U.S.,
My wife says, "Can't you change? Can't you change your location on your phone and
right?
act like you're in California and
Use
buy
a
a ticket?
VPN.
Buy a ticket online, but actually sitting here." I'm like, "You're a damn sneak."
Yeah, yeah, you could use a
Right?
VPN to do that. I think, right?
I don't know.
Spoof your location. Yeah. So
Let
okay,
us know.
so you won 1.2 billion. First question. This is multi-tiered. Annuity or lump sum?
Lump sum.
Okay, so the lump sum after taxes, mind you.
I was going to
Your
ask you
tax.
beforehand. Is that pre-taxed or
Oh, that's
after
after.
tax?
That's pre-tax. So after
Right.
tax, right? So
I'm getting
you
about
got
60%.
federal tax is 24%.
Yeah.
Michigan state tax on that is going to be 4.25%.
Ooh,
So you're already talking like 28 and some change percent.
I got room yet.
Okay, and then the lottery winnings tax, which is a separate tax, is another 19%. Okay,
Oh,
so
so
you're
okay.
looking at 576 million. All right, if you would have done the monthly annuities, the annuities come out to 13 million a year in the beginning, but they actually increase over the 30 years. I was doing some research for this question here. So
Sure.
by the 30th year, you're actually making 53 million a year. So it increases annually. The lump sum, the sum at the end of the annuity is actually 820 million compared to your 576. Your
Piddly.
lump sum. Yeah.
It's chump change, right? At that point.
Right. So factoring in inflation and all that stuff. All right. So what do you do with your 1.2 or your 576 million? Let's say
576 million. Okay. Right off the bat, I mean, I love my fan. I'm buying an exotic car. It's probably going to be a Bugatti, whatever it is. I mean, I'm buying it. That's just what it is.
So
Look,
you woke up in a new Bugatti.
Exactly. Realistically, dude, your life's completely changed, and you can take two routes. You can be very, very smart, or you can be very, very dumb. Very, very dumb, starting with buying a Bugatti. But you got $576 million. I think it's going to be okay, right? It's going to be okay to buy that. But then, there's like 8 other kids. And anyways, you'd have to hire a financial advisor, and it definitely couldn't be anybody on YouTube because we're not financial advisors. You would have to do that. And as you said, by taking the yearly plan of 13 million or whatever, you got a lot of money to invest somewhere that can make you a pile of money every single year. You're talking $575 million. That's generational wealth for years to come. I think you buy yourself a nice ranch in Montana. You buy yourself a nice vacation home somewhere. And I say it now, but I'm not one of, I hate plane rides more than, you start getting into hours, like taking a trip to Paris or something like that. Like I would really love to do that, but dude, like I just
teleport me there.
Like how I drive 6 miles with my kids and I want to rip my hair out. Like, how am I going to last 12 to 13 hours with these kids? Right.
I hear you, man.
A lot of NyQuil, maybe. I don't know. That's a joke, but, basically that is how I would see it playing out. Is very, very smart, and just enjoy the time that you can never buy anymore. Like, yesterday's gone. All you have is what's in front of you, and so many people struggle every single day of the year that nobody ever gets to enjoy it. Like, we're the only species on this planet that has, and I've said this, I don't know how many times, maybe not here, but everywhere. We have to pay to be here. We're the only species on this planet that has to pay to be here.
That's right.
And that sucks. But that's life. And I would want to take the time and enjoy it, have my kids finish school privately, and just enjoy every second that I had left. Because you never know. So maybe that's just too deep. Maybe I'm not getting into fun answers or anything like that.
No.
Like I said,
this is
definitely the
potatoes,
Bugatti.
man.
Definitely the Bugatti, and it's going to be navy blue. It's going to be tinted out.
All right.
Probably have some assault weapons come out the doors.
Hey, that's what I'm
all
talking
that stuff,
about.
dude. I mean, it's gonna be a hot ride, and it's gonna go down the back roads. People are gonna be disgusted when they see it because it's not just a show car. But I think that's the road I would go.
Nice. Would
Thank
you
you.
change your phone number?
I'd have multiple phones. I'd have to have multiple phones. I'd
All
have
right.
to.
Yeah. Yeah, because
Hey,
where there's a will, there's a relative.
maybe not even have a phone, because at that point, well, who cares what's going on online? Just let me
Yeah.
chill on my ranch in Montana, like 1,000 acres, like real big animals, like cattle and
Giraffes.
like actual cowboys out there, just herding them, just go no drafts.
Nice.
So
Well, cool, man.
this will lead into something a little different, because I'm going to skip past the next one that I had.
All right.
But what would you do if you had the power to change or introduce one new law?
Oh.
So it's kind of a two-parter too. Would you change an existing law, or would you do something to introduce a new law of sorts?
I would really, really like to see term limits. You know what I mean? You got these people that are in Congress that have been there for
Congressional
just
term limits.
decades, man, decades. And I feel like maybe in the beginning, a person in Congress might start out with altruistic passion for being in that field, right? You want to
Sure.
you want to make a difference, but eventually you realize that you're going to get blocked at every angle you can. So you start to compromise, and that compromising starts to chip away at your character and your platform. But at that point, you're kind of established. So who cares? And then you start, taking bribes or whatever that they do. I don't know behind the scenes. I only know what I've seen in, shows and on the news. But
Right.
I feel like term limits would be, it would help the country out a lot more than people might realize.
I like it.
Yeah.
Not bad.
That's kind of
I
short.
wonder what the chat's got to say. Yeah, it's a little bit short. It's all right. And
No, but
after the fact, you might think of something else, and but we're already past it. We're past it.
yeah. All right. So here we go, Pauly.
What
If
you got?
you woke up in the morning and you checked your YouTube channel and you found out that somehow you got 1 million plus subs,
Damn, son.
and every video you've dropped in the past whatever month or so, each one has had at least 200,000 views and about 500 subs gained from each, and you're still on that trend. What changes in your life? What are you doing?
Oh man. Just like that, huh? Just like that. I wake up and all of a sudden my stuff started getting views overnight.
Yep, you're PewDiePie. Pauly Pie.
Wow. What changes in my life? Because I monetized ad revenue. That's
That's a
YouTube,
hell of a lot of ad revenue, man.
It is, because I mean I'm terrible in math, but I'm just thinking. So 1,000 views is about $6 for those of you trying to grow your channel, and that's what YouTube pays, and that's only if your videos are being watched at least halfway through. So for every 1,000 views, it's $6. So times that by 200,000
per
I've got
video.
about 400 videos. Plus, well, shorts don't pay nothing.
Well, not yet, but you get 1 million plus subs. You drop a short, that's getting watched, man.
Yeah, you'd like to think so, but I don't. That's we're talking about money again, and
yeah,
I definitely buy that new microphone I'm looking for.
Hey.
I guess I would have to look at the analytics and see what happened where, and that's something that's taken me at least 18, almost going on 2 years, and it's still, I mean, don't have it figured out. Some videos, they're flat as can be, and then you watch them, they jump in numbers for some reason, and then you can go in your analytics and say, well, here's where you're getting viewers because it shows all this stuff. I would definitely check into that because I'm a analytic nerd. Just keep making the content. I guess my next video would be this. I got to steal this from Silver Heist. I woke up this morning and then this happened on my YouTube channel, or I woke up and checked my YouTube channel and then this happened. So thanks, Heist, for that. Yeah, I mean, definitely buy that new microphone. Big shout out, thank yous to all who were involved in that overnight growth, and just try and figure out what actually happened. And hopefully it wasn't April Fool's and somebody slaps me in the face.
Yeah, no, I hear that, man. That would suck,
dude. That'd be some growth. I tell you that. I mean, I've had some good days, but nothing like that yet. Yeah, I don't think I've had a video go, what do you want to call, quote unquote, viral.
What do you define as viral?
I really don't know. I'm not there. There was a guy in a private Instagram chat that I was still part of, and he posted a TikTok, and it got over, like, his first one. It was his first one, and it got over 1 million views, like in some crazy 8-hour span, and it might have been less than that. And that's what I would say, I guess, viral for a short clip video. I would have to think. I don't know what the actual number is. Is it 100,000? Is it 10,000? I think one of my long form videos here on YouTube is up to 9,000 views, and that's taken some time. And there's creators out there in the coin world niche that are breaking 1 million views. Not very many, but some are breaking 1 million views. And that's clearly a viral video, but that's taken years to amass that amount of views. But for me, I think if I was to get a video and it got to 15 or 20,000 views within the first 48 or 72 hours, I would say that would be a pat on the back, call it viral, because something like that I think would continue climbing throughout the next days, weeks, and months if it got that much notoriety by YouTube to continue being placed and people kept clicking it.
Yeah, you know, those algorithms are really weird.
They are,
even with the viral ones. Like sometimes you'll have like a huge spike. I have on TikTok, I have one video that got over 700,000 views, probably within a span of a week or so, and then it just tapered, and that happens.
And
like
we've talked about this before. I'm just stuck. Like Instagram and even TikTok. Like I'll post something, and maybe once in a great while, one will get 4,000 or 5,000 views, right? But every other one's 250, 325, something like that. And it's just, I don't know if it's a time thing, if it's a hashtag thing, if it just doesn't matter. People don't like it. So I've been trying different things here and there, but
I like your Kiyosaki videos. Those are cool. I think those will do well. The Kiyosaki ones, the Robert Kiyosaki.
Yeah, but listen, I did get a comment on the one I post them everywhere, right? So it is, you'll see them here, you'll see them on TikTok, you see them on Instagram, and it's just a feeler. Like one of those did well on Instagram. Mm-hmm. They both did very well on YouTube, and then on TikTok it got a lot of hate. Like somebody said that's terrible advice, and I'm like, at what point in the video was there any advice given? It's telling you what he does. Like gold's his first level, real estate's his second level, oil's his third level. At what point did the video say go buy gold, go buy real estate, go buy oil? Nowhere. Like these people just get confused. Maybe they just don't like the guy. No, but he's a cool cat. I mean, he's very, very smart. I mean, he's done everything from debt. Like he lives off of debt. It's amazing what this guy does.
Yeah. You know, it's all perspective though, because people they're going to be bought into whatever they're bought into. So whether it's real estate or Bitcoin or whatever, you can't convince them otherwise. So
and that's just it. Maybe it was someone that really likes Bitcoin. Maybe I'll try a Bitcoin video.
There you go. You might get some views. And then you get some haters saying Bitcoin's stupid. Don't do it.
Right? Yeah, thumbs up. Thank you.
Hey, when I get hate comments, I thumbs up them and I say thanks for commenting.
Yeah, no, kill them with kindness. Yeah,
no, it helps your algorithm.
Sure.
Keep writing me. Write me more.
Yeah, right. Back at you here.
All right.
What would you do on a daily basis if you did not have to work for a living?
Oh, I hope my bosses never see this video. I am afforded the
I really
luxury
don't
of
do much at work anyway, so it'd be just like a normal day.
shush, man. I'm not saying that. I'm saying I'm afforded the luxury of having a leadership team that I work for that I guess you could say that they trust my autonomy. I
Okay.
get my work done. I get it done right, and I get it done on my time, and they don't push me about it. I work from home most days out of the week, so I do have a lot of flexibility, and I spend a lot of time with the chickens, man. So I think if I did not have to worry about money, I would probably, well, let's say if I had a huge surplus, I would buy a hell of a lot more land, and I would build out probably like a self-sustaining, like almost like a bunker scenario.
Okay.
Man, I would love to have like an underground bunker, food storage. We were talking earlier about digging a well. I need
Yep.
water. I need a water
Shallow.
source that's, kind of self-sustaining off the grid. I need
Sure.
solar.
Sure.
Give me some wind turbines. I'll take some cattle, some pigs, some chickens, some sheep. I love a rack of lamb. Man, that stuff is good. Lamb is good, but I want to have a garden. I want to have all that stuff. I need vehicles. I need all
And
that.
you got to have
So,
running water for all that.
gotta have running water. So, if I didn't have to worry about clocking in or anything like that, I would spend a lot more of my time just working on my projects. I found that now that I have, I guess you can call it a farm. Now that I have a farm, it's work, man. It's a lot of like day in and day out. There's
Husky
stuff.
Farms
There's
LLC.
Husky Farms. That's not what it's called, but Little Giants Chicken Farms. If you're looking
There
for
you
it.
go. There you go.
Anyways, it's work and it's fun. It's very fulfilling at the end of the day, but it's always some, flipping chickens outside of a back alley on a Wednesday night.
Wearing a mask, still wearing your Halloween costume.
That's right, man. Can't let them see me. All right, buddy. All right. On the same note, talking YouTube. Wake up tomorrow morning. What would you do if your YouTube channel got permanently deactivated?
Dude, why do that to me? This is interesting because this actually happened didn't get deactivated, but a friend of my brother's who is like outdoorsy type channels, hunting, fishing, stuff like that. He just woke up the other morning. This is going back a week or two already. Woke up the other morning to an email that says your account is you are no longer able to be monetized. And it wasn't because of lack of views. It wasn't because of, lack of watch time or inactivity or anything like that. They really didn't give a direct answer. It was just here, you're not being monetized. So after doing a little research, he actually posted a couple videos that did really well on his channel. They were deer calls only, like sound only. So he had a picture of a whitetail buck, and it was just a whitetail buck grunting, different grunt tones, different decibels.
Right.
And they were made for people to use outdoors, either having a speaker or from your phone to maybe stop a deer while it's moving through if you didn't have your rattle bag or your grunt call or anything like that. That's why they were made, but they did really well. Well, it turns out that he couldn't prove that he actually made those calls, right? That he couldn't prove to them that that sound wasn't taken from something else that wasn't his. So that's why he was demonetized. And these videos were out there for a year and a half or so. So that's how behind, or he just, whatever it is, it got fixed. The videos got removed. He's demonetized for 30 days. And then they'll, have to go through the process again. And those who don't know the process, it can take up to a week or a month to get remonetized or monetized at the beginning. Mm-hmm. So if mine was completely deactivated, I think I would say we had a good run and go back to normal life. because
Wow. Yeah.
dude, because realistically, a lot of work goes in, and not even money. Money is whatever to me. Like,
Right.
okay, it's a lot of work. Just what people don't realize is you're putting yourself out on the internet, and there's a lot of trolls and there's a lot of hate with anything that we get involved in, but then there's also a lot of good. So I continue to do what I do because there's been very, very little hate on anything that I've published. Yeah, it's a lot about the US Mint, and there's so many people frustrated with it. And I am doing a different live stream on my channel November the 9th, and going to start early. That's a big release day for the US Mint. And I just want to spark conversations about that and everything else going on with the US Mint. But it's just so much time that, is it worth it? To me, it is right now because I enjoy doing what I'm doing. If YouTube was just shut down, I wouldn't take my stuff to Rumble or start doing Instagram lives or anything like that. Or I would just say, we had a good run and let's just put the cover on a camera,
So with that, that's a fantastic segue into why we have a mailing list, right?
Exactly. Very nice, Husky. Very nice.
If tomorrow morning YouTube said, "Hey, we're closing all accounts. We're done. We made our money. We're going to go live on an island," and all you account holders, tough cakes, right? If that were to happen, and again, they have every right to do that because it's their company. It's not our company. Just because we have monetization or whatever doesn't mean that they're contractually obligated to provide us that platform in perpetuity, right?
Yep.
So
exactly.
If they shut down or they shut us down, having that mailing list allows us to reach out to you and let you know what new platform we're going to be broadcasting this show on, right? The Crucible will live on, right? Without YouTube. So
and
get on that mailing
list. That's actually a really good point. I know I went on and on because it was about my personal channel, but this lives on. This is going to stay going. That this can be broadcasted however we want, and actually can tomorrow. All the stuff we've already recorded is set up and ready to be broadcasted on all those other podcast platforms, and that's that's our plan. We're just waiting for a right number that we hit as far as our videos go, and we're going to start releasing those to those who haven't even heard of us, and hopefully that catches on as well, which is going to be great. And I think it's gonna. We got something special going here, and I truly believe that.
For sure, I think so too.
So YouTube, don't cancel us.
But if you did, we'll figure it out.
All right, dude. This is actually this is gonna be a good one. This is gonna be a good one. All right, man. You're sitting in a park, whether it's you were out for a walk and you decide to sit down, take in the scenery. Out of nowhere, okay, there's this kid comes up to you. He's 8, 9, 10 years old, something like that, and he just starts beating the crap out of you. And you're kind of, you're like, what do I do here? Like, and the mother's right there, and she's not saying nothing. She's actually, kind of giving that, kind of look like that.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do? What would you do?
My initial thought would be to restrain him. Just put him in some kind of a hold where he can't hurt me, can't hurt himself, and is kind of stuck until his mother takes over for him. And if she tells me to release him and then he comes at me again, I'll just restrain him again. I mean, my thoughts are, if there's a kid like that, there may be some kind of, like a mental disability or something like that. So I'd be a little sensitive to that. But if the kid was just like a straight a-hole, I would put him in a headlock until he stopped. Sleeper, like it's time to take.
You wouldn't drop kick him?
Nah, I can't do that, man. You got to remember, man, I worked in pediatrics, so I got a soft spot for children. True. Even other people's bratty. I'll tell you a story. This is going back to a peds onc unit, and I'm not going to use names because that would be very wrong.
Sure.
This little kid came from a very well-to-do family, and living in Northern Virginia, there were a lot of them. Unfortunately, he was, stricken with cancer, and that sucks. But the way that the family handled that is from the moment they found out the diagnosis, they gave the kid anything and everything he wanted. So he quickly became like the most spoiled Veruca Salt or whatever, like just a spoiled little kid. And I remember one time he sent his dad out to get him something special from his favorite restaurant. Dad comes back and he hands him this, this boxed food. The kid opens it up and throws it across the room. And I hear him screaming,
right?
I did not want salmon. I wanted mahi mahi. And I was like,
oh, shoot.
So anyways, so I do have a soft spot for kids. Things like that, there's usually a story behind it. As to why that happens. So I tend to be a little bit sensitive to that stuff. So I would just put him in a headlock. No, I would just restrain him until somebody came and like could confirm that this kid is truly being an a-hole and I'm not trying to like kidnap the kid or something.
All right. Well, that's a good
fair?
one. That's a good one. That's fair enough.
In the chat, let us know what you would do if some little kid came and started.
I want to see some good stuff down in that chat.
All right. So Pauly, this is going to be in alignment with what you had asked me earlier. Pauly, what would you do differently if you woke up tomorrow morning and it was 1996? You were trapped in your young body with all the knowledge you have today. What would you do different?
I'd definitely be checking out that newest episode of Friends. By the way, rest in peace, Matthew Perry. Just lost him. 96. I'm trying to think of what age. Now, am I 40 years old in 96 or am I back in my youth?
You're in your teenage body with all the knowledge you have now. You're a kid again.
I'm going to go with a little bit different than what you said. Well, not a little bit different, but a lot of it different. Like I'm doing the Back to the Future and Biff handed me the book.
Yeah.
And I'm going to take full advantage of everything that I know from sports betting to the internet to Bluetooth, all of that, dude. Like
the housing market bubble crash, all that.
Dude, I'm taking full, and that's maybe
.com bubble.
Maybe I'm a terrible person for it, but yeah, dude, you've got mail. No. Pauly said, you've got mail. That's how that's going to start. Remember that? Remember AOL? Is that even a thing anymore?
Yeah.
America Online.
I don't know. I think the email accounts are still valid.
Like you've got mail.
What was that Hot Tub Time Machine? Have you seen that movie?
I have actually just watched it the other night. Well, fell asleep to it the other night.
There's one scene where the guy at the end, Lou, Lugal, yeah, he changed Google
Motley Lou. He's the lead singer of Motley Crue. Changed the band name, Motley Lou. Yeah, dude, genius, I'm Lou in that movie. I'm taking full advantage of everything I know. I'm gonna have that night, and just like in that movie, Lou, he's bald, looking like George Costanza in the movie. I forget that actor's name.
Alexander.
He's got beautiful hair. Beautiful hair. He's on this. Like you think there's somewhere, it's a fancy little place or whatever, but then they zoom out. He's just on some huge yacht. Like I'm Conor McGregor in a yacht, guaranteed.
Nice,
guaranteed. Nice. Yeah, man. I'm going full Back to the Future, taking advantage of it. In that movie, Biff does have a little trouble though. He owns that casino. He was all busted up looking too. He had all those marks all over his face. What's that actor's name? Biff Buchanan. No. Biff Buchanan was his name, but yeah, man. So maybe that's just me being honest. That's me being honest there.
I can't hate that, man.
Which is weird because what you said about the lottery was two different things. Like, right? So if I won the lottery now, knowing that I have a family and all that good stuff, I said a completely different answer than if it was me going back to my 16-year-old self. Now, thinking about my answer, would I have what I have now at 40? That's something to think about. See, you kind of had a good answer there, talking about you wanted everything to be the same, kind of the same, lead down the right path. Here, I'm talking about taking advantage of it all.
Oh no, I did say I would tell myself, Google and
Oh
Netflix,
yeah.
and I would
Oh
still pad my
yeah.
wallets, but I would tell myself, go find, these people, go do this thing, go join the Marines, go all that. It would still be the same because I mean, every mistake that I made has always led to something great. So I can't hate it, man.
All right, now I want you to think about this one out loud. Thinking out loud. And it doesn't matter what the number is. It's a very high number. It's probably as big as numbers you could actually think. If you had the choice to knowingly win the lottery
Mm-hmm.
or live twice as long, which would you choose? What would you do? Would you take the money or would you choose to
100%.
live twice as long?
I would choose to live twice as long. If I could live pretty much indefinitely until I decided I didn't want to live anymore, that's what I would do.
Okay, now there's a kicker to that as well after you answered. It's just you that gets to live twice as long.
Oh, yeah, that would suck.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me the money.
All right.
Give me the
All
money.
right.
That would suck, man. Because there's like you think about your kids. You don't want to outlive your kids. That's pain that I wouldn't wish on anyone.
Right. Right.
Yeah, I wouldn't wish that. That's too much. Yeah, give me the money. I'll
Take
enjoy
the
my
money
short
and
life.
run.
I heard
Take
it
the
said
money and
today.
run.
I heard it said today from somebody. We're getting older, right? Like I'm not that
We ain't
spring
old.
chicken, but we're getting
We ain't
older.
old. We're getting older.
I ain't that 20-something-year-old I used to be. But I have the privilege to be aging. I'm lucky enough to be
Yes.
hitting
100%.
my 40s and eventually my 50s and 60s. You know, should it be right? Should it be that I live that old? It'd be great.
Right.
But we're privileged to do that because not everybody gets to. So it kind of gave me a new perspective of aging. It's not a bad thing.
Cool. Cool. I like it.
Give me the money.
What do we got time? We got time for one more each?
Yeah, I actually have 3 more. I don't know how many more you got, but I can do one more if you want.
I've got 2 more. Let's see where we're at after these next 2.
Let's just write it out. All right.
All right.
Oh, what would you do if you had 72 hours to live?
I had a feeling something like that was going to be coming up. And it's probably just going to be short and sweet.
Do it.
I would just want to spend the rest of my time with my loved ones, I guess, whether it's my mom and my dad and my brothers and my kids and my wife and anybody else who wanted to take part in, doing really much of nothing.
Mm-hmm.
72 hours isn't a lot of time. I'm not going to waste it on a plane ride. I'm not going to waste it driving around in a car somewhere. I'd probably make sure my grass was cut nice.
Yeah, save them the trouble. I would probably do the same.
And just try and, have one-on-one time with everybody. Not very long one-on-one time. Just give them their own personal, this is what life is type speech. And, I'm always here, just not here. So what, without getting too involved, because I mean, that's a tough question. It is, but I definitely would not. 72 hours, that ain't nothing, man. That's
right.
Man, and you blink that away. You blink that away. Yeah, definitely just make sure my grass is cut nice.
All right. What do you got?
What would you do if your best friend just told you they killed someone?
All right.
This is your boy. This is your boy now.
I got someone in mind. I would, yeah, man. I'd get a shovel. There's not many people I would do that for, but I'd get a shovel.
I hear you.
100%. And I'd say, where are we going?
Yeah.
Give them money if they need to get out of town. Just.
I'm with you.
100%.
I'm with you there. That's for sure.
Where's
he's listening? He knows who he is.
Yeah, man. Okay. You seen the movie Red Dawn?
No.
Okay, so I'll give you a synopsis. Uh, you wake up in the morning, overnight, the U.S. got taken over by a foreign force. They've completely occupied the United States and infiltrated the government and everything's on lockdown. I'm
What the
talking
hell were we
like
on vacation?
basically. Go watch the movie Red Dawn. It's quite interesting. But all right, basically, end of the world as we know it. What are you doing? You bugging out? You sheltering in place? What are you doing?
Damn, dude, I'm locking and loading and gonna try and defend mine. I mean, well, where are you gonna go, right?
Well, you're right by Canada, man.
True,
You could book it.
true. So are they in DC? That's what they took over? I mean, they're
Oh no,
everywhere.
they took over everything, man. They came
Took
in
over
from all
everything.
angles. Yep.
And they mess with Michigan? Like, what do they mess with Michigan for?
They don't.
It's cold here.
Motown, man. You
Where are
guys
they
have
coming from?
cars and
It's
stuff.
cold here. Yeah,
They came
down
from
south.
everywhere.
They ain't gonna like it down there. They ain't gonna like it down in Detroit. I mean, it's messy down there, man.
Motor City, man.
That's actually not bad, mate. I mean, I guess I'm gonna have to write that down and come up with a plan of action for that. But
go watch the movie Red Dawn, man. I need to know what you would do in a SHTF situation, or just say whatever. Like Korea flies something over us and wipes out our power grid. Hit us with an EMP. How do you like? What's your plan?
Well, we're gonna have to. Yeah, this is a good one. This is a good one. Because I'm pretty much the defender here. I mean, I live with a bunch of women, man, and my son. I mean, he'd do the best he could, but he's just little. I would have to ride it out. We would have to come to this here basement and just hold tight, come up with a plan, see that there's nothing to watch, nothing to see. Maybe we get cell phone service, tough to say.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, do I wait here or do I try and travel north? I guess I would ride it out for a little while, maybe see, and then see if there's a chance to go. But man, you're talking, yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's them scenarios that you always hear about. But I guess once it's there, I honestly don't have a game plan if something like that was to happen. Now, do you have a game plan for something like that if that was to happen?
Yes, 100%.
You do. You do. Okay.
We load up the chickens in the truck, and we go to an undisclosed location out in Tennessee. We do have a backup plan, and it's completely off the grid.
Wonderful.
So that's where we would go. There's lots of security there, we'll say.
Yeah, that situation though you gave me, like they're everywhere, everything's taken over. I mean, so now you're on the road. What if you pass them on the road? Like you're hammered down, right? Like
yeah. No, you're right. It'd be a risk, but I mean, everybody in my immediate family, we all know how to shoot. We've all got our
sure.
We're all strapped, so we're good. Even the little one, he knows how to shoot. We got a 22 for him. He can handle it.
Little man was shooting pheasants with a BB gun over the weekend.
Yeah, he nailed some, man. I saw that.
Yeah, dude.
Very cool.
He thought he got them all.
You got any more for me?
I can give you another one.
Give me one more.
It's kind of about money again.
Do it.
So let me double check here. All right. You're walking down the street. You're not driving down the street in a 6-4. You're walking down the street, dude, and you find a duffel bag. And it's got about 200 grand in it.
No, what money? Okay. What are you talking about? There's no money.
There you go.
It was
empty.
What
are you talking about? All right, make sure you call me. Call now.
Yeah, man. No, there was no money in that.
All right, what bag? What bag?
I don't know what you're talking about. I wasn't walking. I was with my family at dinner somewhere. All right, Pauly. Last question, man.
Hit me.
What would you do if you witnessed your son, your little one, getting bullied or picked on by another kid?
I would do what I do now. We train at the house and we talk about this, and he's being raised very respectful, but he's also being raised not to take any guff from anybody he should not be taking guff from, i.e. a bully.
All right.
He's being taught to talk through the situations first, and he's being trained to defend himself at a very young age. I was fortunately not bullied in school, but I grew up in a different era where, yes, there was always bullies. I wasn't around the school very much. We had extra classes, and I just got out of school as much as I possibly could. So I had friends from different schools. It was just tight knit people. I didn't pay attention to bullying, and you know what's happening, but yeah. So he would know what to do, and as far as, is this kid just being a pissant and he wants me to get physical with him just to try and get me suspended or get me out of the school system, what have you, right? Or is this kid actually pushing my buttons and I need to talk him out of it, and then he lays a finger on me, I know how to defend the situation. And on the other end of that, I have a daughter, and she gets and has gotten bullied quite a bit. And, girls and boys, believe it or not, are two completely different beings. Yep. If that's a correct phrase. And being a father and knowing that your daughter is being bullied, it is so heartbreaking, because I'm not a female. I don't know how a female should react to something like that. Now, there's a thing called tomboys, right? They're like farm girls, and they don't give a shit about nothing, and they will defend themselves no problem. That's not my daughter. My daughter is a prissy Barbie girl, and she doesn't know how to react to all that. So I do the best I can being a father, because the mother's the kind of the same way. She's just, you gotta tell the teacher, tell the principal. That's fine and dandy, but at some point you got to be able to defend yourself at all costs, and not that it has to always be physical, and not that you always have to return the bullying with bullying, but you've got to be able to stand up for yourself at some point, and even just in talk, say something back. Don't be shy. Say something back, whether it's jokingly or what have you. So that's I struggle with. That one I definitely struggle with as far as the female side of it. The boy side of it is, he's a man, or going to be a man. I'm raising a man, and that's what I want him to be. I want him to be helpful to anybody and everybody, but I also want him to be able to defend himself if need be.
Right. Very good.
Dude. Yeah, dude.
I love it. Excellent, man. Well, I think that's all the time we have, isn't it?
I think it is. I think it was a good one. I think it was.
Yeah,
I hope you all had fun playing along in the chat, in your car ride, with whoever you're with. And we got more like this planned, just different scenarios, different things going on. But I think that's a wrap on that, man.
Get on that mailing list, cruciblelive.com, Instagram, the Crucible Podcast, and YouTube, Crucible Podcast.
There it is, the Crucible Podcast. We will see you all next week, eh?